Ay, magandang gabi. Pinaninindigan ni Rigoberto Bobby Tiglao na dating spokesperson ng Malacanang sa panahon ni Presidente Gloria Macapagal Arroyo na ang sinulat niya, ang binasihan niya na Beverly Hills Police Department report ay totoo. Bagamat yung huling sulat niya, inamin niya na sumulat siya sa Beverly Hills Police Department at iba ng tao na kausap niya at ang sinasabi lamang na parang sa Tagalog pa, tinanggal na yung iba na detalye. Pero wala namang sinabi na pag-deny sa unang report. Kumbaga, sinabi altered na. Ibig sabihin, pinalitan. Mismo umamin ang taga Beverly Hills na kausap niya na police officer na pinalitan daw. So, altered. So, basahin natin. Ito po yan. Kaya, hindi pwedeng sabihin ng Malacanang o ng Net25 o ng ABS-CBN na fake ang document na hawak na pinagbasihan ni Bobby Tiglao. Kaninang madaling araw, ipinakita ko yung document na hawak na yun kay Bobby Tiglao, yun obviously nanggaling kay Dean Chase, Attorney Dean Chase. Si Attorney Dean Chase ay pinakita niya na original ang hawak niya sapagkat pag binuksan mo at i-click mong edit na mga document po na PDF yan, ay naghahanap ng password. Ibig sabihin po, original. May right protect po ang lahat ng mga original document. At ang pwede makapagpalit lamang yan ay yung officer na gumawa niyan. Natandaan niyo ba kung kayo ay nagpapa-email lagi ng statement of accounts niyo sa credit card ninyo, sa bangko ninyo, sa inyo papuntang email, pag binuksan niyo po yung in-email ng bangko, ay hindi niyo kagad mabuksan yan, kailangan maglagay ka ng password as instructed by the bank. So, ganun po yun mga commercial documents kapag digital copy. Hindi po pwede sasabihin mo na original lang isa just because mabuksan mo. Kumbaga, ang original po ay kailangan may password. Hindi mo pwede buksan kung walang password. Dinemonstrate ni Attorney Dean Chase, yung dokumento na hawak niya ay original dahil pinakita niya sa screen. Pag i-edit mo, hindi mag-edit kasi password ng gumawa ng dokumento ang hinahanap. Pangalawa, may watermark. Kapag sa document mo, sa computer mo titignan, may watermark ka makikita. Pero pag pinrint mo, hindi mo na makikita yung watermark. At isa pa, hindi naman mapoproduce ng kahit sino yon. Ibig sabihin po, sa police department lamang mapunta yan. Yan. Sila lamang po ang nanggaling po. Sa kanila nanggaling yon. At alam naman ni Dean Chase na may pumunta na Asian-looking male sa police department, nakiusap yun. Natanggalin na lang ang portion na kung saan nakabanggit na may nakitang white powdery substance na scattered on the table and the floor. Kasi yung original po niya na document na hindi pa altered ay nagsasabi na alas 11:30 ng umaga ng Petsa 8 ng Marso 2025 ay dumating ang Beverly Hills Police Department kasama ang kanilang paramedics. Naabutan nila na sinisi-CPR si Juan Paulo Tantuco. At pumalit sila, alas 12:05 ng hapon ay dineklara nilang patay na. Nakalagay din doon sa report na binasa ni Attorney Dean Chase, noong April pa niya nakuha yan, na nagsasabi na in-interview ng pulis yung mga testigo. Isa sa testigo dyan, lumalabas na 3 sila ang kasama ni Paulo Tantuco. si Lisa Araneta Marcos or Luis Araneta Marcos. Tapos si asawa ni Paulo Tantoco na si Dina Arroyo Tantoco at yung girlfriend daw kuno ni Sandro Marcos na si Alex Miro. Yan po ang nakalagay sa report. Tapos sa report din yon na di sinabi kung ano mga natagpuan nagpagdating sa senaryo. Una, pinicturan nila at next nakita nila sa table, sa coffee table, ang isang plastic na puno ng white powdery substance. Hindi nila sinabi kung ano yung white powdery substance. Suspected cocaine lang yun. Suspected drugs lang. Tapos may nakita rin 3 sirens na may trace ng white substance. Yan lang sinabi sa report. Yung kinikwento ko pa sa inyo, ito po yung nababasa sa original report. Tapos dahil nga inisyuhan nila ng Malacanang at ng Net25 at ng ABS-CBN na fake daw ang document na pinagbasihan ni Rigoberto Tiglao. Kung ako tanongin niyo po, si Rigoberto Tiglao ay mataas po ang reputasyon niya sa akin bilang isang newsman, bilang isang highly placed source lagi ang kanyang kinukuha na source. So, napalagay doon, nasabi nila daw ay kasi ang katwiran ng Net25 at saka ABS-CBN at saka yung Malacanang, yung nakuha daw nilang kopya ng police report ay wala na yung portion na nagsasabi na may natagpo ang white powdery substance scattered on the table and on the floor. At 3 persons of interest na nakalagay doon ay yung 3 sinabi ko. Si Dina Arroyo Tantoco, si Luis Araneta Marcos, at saka si Kwan, yung girlfriend ni Sandro daw, na si Alex Miro. So, yan ang nakalagay doon. Pero lumabas sa kanilang kinuha ulit daw nila sa Beverly Hills, ang kumuha raw kuno ay Net25, ay wala na. Pero chinek ni Attorney Dean Chase, yung dokumento ng Net25 ay walang watermark. So, ibig sabihin, hindi siya original. Next. Kung original man yun ang kay pareho silang original. Original doon kay Dean Chase na hawak ni Bobby Tugli, Tiglao, at malamang original din yun ang sakala sa Net25 yung digital copy. Pero tinanggal na yung portion na kung saan nakalagay ang white powdery substance. Na ayon, basahin natin ang report ni Bobby Tiglao. At nag-email din siya doon. According to him, nag-email din siya ulit sa Beverly Hills Police Department. Basahin po natin. At siguro habang binabasa, ilagay ko rin dito ang i-share screen ko rin ang itsura nito. Para makita nyo. Ayan nagbabasahin natin na sabay-sabay. Palace apologist Claire Castro claimed that the First Lady, Luis Araneta Marcos, was not with Juan Paulo Tantoco on March 8 when the luxury retail executive died from an accidental cocaine overdose. She dismissed as fake the Beverly Hills police report that went viral on social media, which purportedly said Araneta Marcos was among Tantoco's companions at the time of his death. She claimed that detail had been added to the report circulating online in an attempt to connect the First Lady to Tantoco's death, an incident that happened while she was also in Beverly Hills to promote a Philippine film festival. Castro also denied the report from a U.S. publication that Tantoco was part of the First Lady's entourage. In her usual belligerent stance towards the media, she even said Malacanang was studying legal actions against groups and individuals spreading fake news. To use that famous Shakespearean line from Hamlet, "The lady doth protest too much, methinks. Shakespeare meant that one's excessive denials or protestations of innocence are in fact signs of guilt or insincerity. In his case, Castro is telling us that the First Lady was nowhere near Tantoco as he was dying of a cocaine overdose in the late hours of March 7 to the early morning of March 8. Cover up. Indeed, I suspect a major cover up for a dark episode has been underway in the past 4 months after Tantuco died on March 8. Notably, other than Castro, the other writer reported that the Beverly Hills police themselves claimed that the viral social media report was not authentic. I myself emailed the Beverly Hills police to ask if the report was authentic. You don't need to ask the Philippine consulate as one can get in touch with the Police Hills, Beverly Hills Police directly from Manila. One Lieutenant Chris Coulter of the Bureau of Investigative Services replied, "The document you have provided was altered." Altered, ibig sabihin, totoo, inalter lang, was altered. And that information was not released by the Beverly Hills Police Department. He sent a second email clarifying that the real police report did not contain the sentence. Companions of the victim were summoned to the BHPD for questioning, which were Dinah Arroyo Tantoco, Lisa Araneta Marcos, and Alexa Miro. I found Colter's reply revealing. He didn't deny that the three were summoned for questioning, nor did he categorically label it is false. He merely stated that information was not released or verified by the BHPD. That begs the question, where was the First Lady during the period between the evening of March 7, when the celebratory party for her project to promote the Manila International Film Festival in Hollywood was held at the Beverly Hills Hilton, and the morning of March 8, when police were called and arrived at the suite around 11:30 a.m., Tantoco, after life-saving measures by the police failed, was pronounced dead at 12:05 p.m. Head. The First Lady was not the only head of the delegation promoting the Manila International Film Festival in Hollywood from March 4 to 7. She was the highest-ranking official of this group. With a reputation of loving parties, I find it hard to believe Mrs. Marcos retired to her suite early and slept through March 7, that she was oblivious to the tragedy of Tantoco's cocaine overdose as it unfolded. Palace mouthpiece Castro did not specify what the First Lady was doing, and her usually timid Malacanang press corps failed to ask. In fact, videos have circulated on social media showing Mrs. Marcos dancing, even with a wine glass in hand, at the party. While the palace denied Tantoco was part of the official entourage, he was the husband of Deputy Social Secretary Dinah Arroyo Tantoco, making him a de facto member of the group. If Mrs. Marcos was in her room, Dinah would surely have called her to ask what she should do. Given the sensitivity of a fatal drug overdose at a First Lady's party, the most important task of the Deputy Special Secretary is to accompany the President or First Lady at all times during the events. So, it was highly improbable for Dinah not to be with Mrs. Marcos from March 7 to 8. Ibig sabihin dito ni Bobby ay dahil Social Secretary ni Lisa Araneta Marcos, ang asawa ni Tantoco, sigurado na ang asawa niya all the time, almost 24 hours a day kasama. So kung saan ang asawa niya, saan si Kwan? Ang tanong, saan ngayon si Paulo Tantoco? Of course, nandun sa asawa niya. So, eyewitness. According to one alleged eyewitness, which I emphasize I cannot independently verify, it was at a dinner at the Waldorf Astoria Hotel, a kilometer from the Beverly Hills Hilton, of a smaller group close to the First Lady that included Mrs. Marcos and the Tantocos, when Tantoco first showed signs of distress, sweating, incoherent speech, disorientation. According to this account, Mrs. Marcos reported Tantuco back to his room at the Beverly Hills Hilton around 10:35 p.m. on March 7. Tantuco, it's claimed, later rejoined the party, which continued in the penthouse until 1 a.m. of March 8. One alleged eyewitness, a male, reported that between 4:45 and 5:15 a.m., Mr. Tantoco began convulsing, and he suggested calling emergency services. Since I cannot verify his account, I cannot report Mrs. Marcos' response, which would be highly controversial. The convulsion became intermittent and ceased at 11 a.m. when Tantoco was found unresponsive, and the hotel front desk was called for help. From this point on, events are in the police report confirmed by Lieutenant Collier. On Saturday, March 8, 2025, at approximately 11:30 hours, officers were dispatched to the Beverly Hilton regarding a person not breathing. Officers entered the room and observed hotel security performing chest compressions on an unconscious male subject, previously identified as Tantoko. Officers took over with life-saving measures, and the subject was pronounced deceased at 12:05 hours by paramedics. Negligence. If this is truly what occurred, and I stress that I cannot verify all of this, the delay in seeking the medical help could constitute criminal negligence or obstruction of emergency care, bordering on involuntary manslaughter. The police report claimed by Lieutenant Coulter did not mention that Dina Arroyo Tantoco, Lisa Aranita Marcos, and Juan Alex Amiro, an actress rumored to be presidential son Sandra's girlfriend, were summoned to the BHPD for questioning. Still, an earlier set of crime scene observations reportedly leaked to social media by a Filipino lawyer in Beverly Hills using the pseudonym Dean Chase stated. The following individuals have been listed as persons of interest and are subject to questioning. Five names were listed, but Dean Chase redacted them. It is entirely rational that Beverly Hills police would ask those in the room where Tantuco died to come to headquarters to give sworn statements about what they immediately determined was a death by cocaine overdose occurring during a party. It is irrational to believe the First Lady was not among these, given her role as head of the delegation, who also hosted the party. Investigation. But the police report and the Los Angeles coroner's findings raise important unanswered questions, so much so that Senator Amy Marcos has appropriately called for a Senate investigation. The senator, President Ferdinand Marcos Jr.'s own sister, said the palace must issue a comprehensive report on the matter, given the gravity of these allegations and the matter's undeniable public interest. Such a Senate hearing would reveal the truth. There were at least 2 dozen people at the party until the early morning. If someone was suffering a life-threatening overdose, word would have quickly spread. They could clarify if Mrs. Marcos was present or already in her room. The palace mouthpiece claimed Mrs. Marcos had escorts from the presidential security group with her. They can disclose what actually happened. The most crucial witness, of course, would be Dina Tantoco. If her husband's death resulted from criminal negligence, a delay in seeking emergency help, she would surely acknowledge it to honor her husband's memory. And why does this all matter? If the witnesses' accounts are accurate, the First Lady could face criminal charges for negligence. Should the Beverly Hills police merely conclude that there was such negligence, the resulting scandal would be so damaging to the administration that calls for Marcos to resign would be universal. A real national security threat would emerge if U.S. President Donald Trump used his controversy to blackmail Marcos to extract concessions from us, maybe more bases, airports, or seaports for U.S. military use. 4 months from March 8, when Tantuco died, to July 8, when the coroners released its report, is plenty of time for U.S. intelligence to clean things up and create a scenario for blackmail. It's notable enough that Marcos was invited to Washington unexpectedly. In most analysis view, on July 14, barely a week after the coroner's findings. So I hope I'm wrong. If for it Trump does indeed have leveraged this Tantuco Lisa episode, he holds Marcus Balls as one retired Army general posted in social media. Otherwise, we may be headed for yet another political crisis just to ensure our president is not manipulated by the United States. Nako, matindi. Tinaas ni Trump ng 20% ang buwis para sa pagpapasok ng produkto ng Pilipinas sa US. Kung hawak na ngayon ang itlog ni BBM, kasi hawak na ng coroner ang resulta ng investigation na cocaine ang kinamatay ni Tantoco. At hawak nila yung ebidensya na sino ang kasama ni Tantoco nang namatay. Nako, pwede sabihin ni Trump kay Bongbong Marcos, ay Bongbong, we will raise the tariffs to 23%. Nako, patay. Anong produkto ng Pilipinas mangyari sa US? Patay. Kasi kay Americanized man yung patay. Patay. Ngayon, hingin pa, we will add more bases in the Philippines because we really want to confront China. Nako, patay. Dadagdagan na ngayon ang EDCA ngayon sa Cagayan province. Madadagdagan yan and maglalagay ng isa pa sa Ilocos Norte. Sa Paway na lang. Naalala kong Paway 1996 when Marcos Sr. was overthrown. He told the pilot, bring me to Paway. Amerikano yung pilot. Akala niya Paway, Hawaii. He was brought to Hawaii. Ay, nakong buhay nito. Itong kwento na ito. Nakakatawa, bakit kailangan nila magdepensa na wala si Marcos Lisa sa katabi ni Tantoco nung namatay si Tantoco kung inosente sila. Let us reverse the situation. Ganito ang sitwasyon. Nasaan si Marcos nung mamamatay nasaan si Lisa Marcos nung mamamatay pa lang si Juan Paulo Tantoco. Ito ang konteksto. Si Juan Paulo Tantoco ay anak ng mga Rastans, may-ari ng Rastans. Okay? Ang asawa niya, si Daina Arroyo Tantoco, ay pamangkin ni Jose Miguel Arroyo na husband ni Gloria. At ang trabaho ni Daina ay social secretary ni Lisa Marcos. Pag ikaw ba, pag kumuha ka ng social secretary, gusto mo ba aalis sa iyo, katabi mo yung secretary mo? Sa standard ng work ng tao na nangangailangan, parang PA yan eh. Paano magiging personal assistant ka kung wala ka sa katabi niya? You are called as personal assistant because you are always beside that person who hired you as social secretary. So, kung saan si Daina Arroyo, asan ang husband niya? Sa tingin mo ba, aalis ang husband niya? Maghanap ng ibang babae? Hindi ko naman alam ng babaero naman niya si Tantoco. At kung, siyempre, konfirmado na namatay dahil sa cocaine overdose, tanong, di ba sigurado nag-party siya? Siyempre, nag-overdose nga eh. Kung nag-overdose siya, nag-party siya, of all places in Beverly Hills, saan siya kaya mag-hihitit? Where will he sniff that cocaine substance? Alam naman natin na bawal. Siyempre, sa tagong lugar. At ano kaya ang tagong lugar na pagpilian ng isang tao? Of course, in his most private room or space. Where can he be most private? Of course, in his hotel room. Room 504, Beverly Hilton Hills. Doon nangyari ang lahat. Kaya sigurado ko kung may mag-check-in sa Beverly Hills Hilton, do not put me in room 504. So, sa pagtanggi nila, pagtudo, alam mo, may kasabihan doon sa sinulat ni Shakespeare nung araw eh. Sabi ni Shakespeare, naka-English kasi yun eh. Old English ang paggagamit ng salita. Alalahanin natin na sinasabi ni Shakespeare. Sabi niya, that lady does too much. Ang theory ni Shakespeare, kapag overacting ka mag-react, totoo yun. Ay, nako. Paano ito ngayon? At saka, tinatawag minsan kung may usok, may apoy. Kung may Xerox copy, may original. Ha? Tapos, ang ginawa nyo, pinalabas ninyo na yung Beverly Hills Police Department report na pinresenta ni Bobby Tiglao ay fake news. So kung fake news yun, ang una kong tanong, how was it produced as a fake paper? Now you can call one paper fake if you know what is an original paper. There is a need for comparison between the original and the fake so that you will know which is fake and which is not fake. But of course, it got to know, to get an authoritative person to say which of these two are original in order for you to know which is fake. Ito pang nangyari. Nag-explain si Attorney Dean Chase, isang Cebuano na taga-LA. Expert pala siya. Nakatatrabaho siya sa fraud division sa kanyang law firm. Kapag digital copy the document, the test of originality of a document on a computer coming from an email is this. If you'll open the document, it must ask first a password from you. The password is always provided for in the very same email that was sent to you. And because of the nature of the Privacy Act in the Philippines, I always received every day a statement of account coming from my credit cards. Nobody else except me can open that. Because the card company will always accompany it with the password intended for me and for me alone. Without that password, I cannot open the document. In the same manner that you cannot edit a document coming from the police department if you have the password provided for by the officer who actually encoded into the computer that document in the form of PDF or portable document format. So ngayon, pinakita sa atin ni Attorney Dean Chase sa kanyang computer na yung kanyang kopya is original because it came from Beverly Hills Police Department. Kinlik niyang edit, hindi ma-edit kasi hindi niya alam ang password ng Police Department. Ibig sabihin, original yun. Ngayon, sa kay Bobby Tiglao naman nasagot, he was told that the new document that was given to him was altered. To say it is altered, it is not fake. It was only modified. For the purpose of what? For the purpose of maybe correcting some errors or hiding some. And we understood that in April 2025, Attorney Dean Chase reported that there was an Asian male who went to Beverly Hills Police Department and transacted for the removal of that investigation sentence, stating that white powdery substance were found scattered on the floor and on the table. O ngayon, kung gamitin niyo po ang inyong malalim na pag-iisip, ang vlog kong ito ay purposely para sa mga matatalino lamang. Hindi po ito para sa mga ordinaryong marites. So yan lamang po masasabi ko at magandang gabi at babalik na naman tayo ulit. Yan lang po. Maraming salamat po.